This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Settled into.
There's the 33 of Tony Stewart being shown back in 39th position.
79 is what the...
Let's check in his pits with Dave Burns.
And Jason Leffler with a problem on track, too, guys. Tony's car popped out of gear, and one of the things he was saying that he just said 79, it went to 7,900 on the rev limiter, but that's why he dropped way back. The car popped out of gear.
All right, yellow on the track for the first time today, and Jason Leffler.
We'll see right here if something else might have started that contact.
Oh, he got a little bit of a tap from behind. Yeah, turned him straight into the fence.
Yeah, you know, this is part of the butt drafting that goes on here. And I think this is just a product of that.
Top of 2 now. Top of 3 again.
It looked like a pretty straight bump, but it turned Jason Leffler's car to the right.
Really angry. But I mean that's the way it is. That's racing. Take the good with the bad, and get this great clips Toyota up front next week.
Doc, that just capitalizes a frustrating and disappointing season so far for Jason Leffler.
All right, Jamie, well, contact, and Ward Burton is tapped. His car gets sideways. There's Rudeman's car sliding broadside into turn 1. Other cars up against the wall, against the concrete.
Keep it up straight. You're okay. Just lock her down. All right. We didn't hit nothing, guys. Keep rolling when you get a chance. Keep rolling. Pace car's just off of 2 there.
And Ward Burton's car was running second, got a tap from the high side. He tried to avoid the car coming down. He got sideways. Happened here a moment ago. Now watch the 2 car and the 27 of Ward Burton.
Just a light tap there, but these cars they have so little downforce on this kind of racetrack, and they're kind of they're making a pretty good turn right through the tri-oval too, and yeah, once they make contact.
Stricter play tracks also a little bit discouraged with how there was a gap between his own race cars. So what did he do? He implemented a specialized team completely dedicated to restrictor plate racing. Less than a dozen people. Oh, and we've got trouble on the track, and it's Kyle Busch upside down.
Big time crash. Kyle Busch goes upside down and rolls down across on his roof here on lap 26. Cars comes back over, and now side over side barrel rolls and comes to rest on its wheels. A horrific crash here at Talladega on lap 26 involving Kyle Busch, and thankfully the window net is down. There, the safety crews on the scene immediately, and Kyle Busch is climbing out of that car. Here now, Kyle Busch left side of your screen in the 5 car.
He moved to the outside to go around Casey Mears. It looked like Tony was going to go out there to help him, and it could have possibly been a little bit of contact. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be, because you can get yourself out there, and all of a sudden the air's changing, and just a horrific wreck. But once again, Kyle Busch gets out.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, we are under yellow once again, this for the 4th time today. And at these speeds, it doesn't take much at all to have a problem. And there's a 25 car of 31-year-old David Gilliland. And here's what happened to him just a moment ago.
Well, it looked like David had thoughts. He had a push from the 33 car of Tony Stewart, and he had thoughts of going around Casey Mears, the leader, on the outside. But his car really runs good off the corner. He gets a good run there, and he had gotten a push from Greg Biffle to send him up there. Now he's going to need Biffle to get back to his bumper, or he's going to be hung out on the outside once again.
Yeah, the 42 car has been consistently at the front all day.
Right.
And trouble on a racetrack. A couple of cars involved. Biffle in the 16 car down across the grass. There's Greg Biffle sliding, the former champion. John Wood in the 47 car.
Okay. Somebody got us in the right rear, guys. Turned his head on in the wall.
We have a look here at the replay. See Biffle right in the middle of the racetrack there. We got Carl Edwards coming up to him.
Oh, we see a big hard bump draft right there, and that was just, there was just too much closure rate. They were coming too fast into each other.
Yeah, and he was pushing him to the 42, and then the 16 car, Greg Biffle, couldn't go any further.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, caution once again. Eric Almirola, the Tampa, Florida native, has had contact with his Joe Gibbs Chevrolet. And yes, the yellow flag waves for the 6th time today with just 15 laps to go here at Talladega. Right side of your screen, watch the 20 car. And right behind him is Ward Burton as his car goes around and goes up across the racetrack. Great job by Bobby Labonte in the 77 to miss him, but he does have contact with the concrete.
His best bet probably would be to dive down in there, but he's lost that now as Ward Burton takes that spot away from him.
They can't seem to get organized in that outside lane like they were earlier.
Whoa, contact. Stephen Wallace gets sideways. He is tapped from behind. And this is the one no one wanted, the big one late, and Stephen Light has nowhere to go head on into the 41 car. There's the 90 car of Stephen Light, who's having such a great run. As the 41 car of Reed Sorensen got spun around. And looks like the 66 car of Stephen Wallace might have gotten a little tap. His car abruptly turned sideways, and boy, that Stephen Wallace cannot catch a break either. They have had miserable luck the last 3 or 4 events.
That's right.
From the Goodyear blimp, watch the 66 car.
There again, he's up against the car right in front of him, who was Casey Kane, but he's still getting that push from behind because Reed Sorensen can't see that he's totally against that car, and that's where, it just gets down to the end of this race, and we start, I say we at throttle.
Ready. Green flag. Clear all around. Clear by 1. Single file. 6.5 back. Clear by 1. Single file. Go get some. I'll try to get you some help right here. Single file the whole way. Big clearing after him. How many laps left? All clear. Clear by 2. Single file. 1 back to the 2. Half back to the 42. And 1. Back behind him. 3 times. 2 back to the 2 here. 42 half. Still all good. Clear by 4. Single file. Gonna get a push.
Famous last words, we're going to get a push, and that's what we've been seeing all afternoon. There is a look back at the 6 car from Kevin Harvick's onboard camera. That's a 3rd place car. Can Harvick and Reagan do something with Casey Mears? Andy Petrie says Mears has got to play some serious defense. Here comes the high line led by guess who? Tony Stewart in the 33 car. And caution being waved. We have debris on the racetrack in turn 2. And that caution, there is a couple of cars moving very slowly off of turn 2.
Tony Stewart had a run there with Bobby Labonte pushing. We do see the
time on the Beatles. I got by with a little help from my friends. Let's see if Kevin Harvick can make that Beatles tune come through here in the final laps at Talladega. Casey Mears trying to get his 2nd ever career NASCAR Busch Series win, but he's got the reigning champion right on his bumper as we go green flag for the final laps at Talladega. It'll be white flag this time by these drivers. Hard with that right foot all the way down on the floor. Here comes the high line. That's exactly where Tony Stewart couldn't go, but that's where he is gone.
Kevin Harvick tried to make that move that Andy was talking about, but I don't think that he got out there in time. And Tony Stewart now is in the lead with Bobby Labonte pushing him.
Wow, what a move up from 5th place coming off turn 2.
Tony Stewart has gone around the outside to take the lead, and the white flag. It'll be Stewart's first lead today.
But he's got a big lead, and that could be a problem by the time he gets to the backstretch.
Yeah, this could hurt him for sure because he's got almost too much of a lead. With 1 lap to go, these guys are going to have some momentum on him.
And watch the outside. There's a 60 car of Carl Edwards, the points leader. Stewart now gets a help from the 77 car of Bobby Labonte. Mears is there, but let's see if the high line works again. But this time it is Harvick and Edwards.
Is Bobby Labonte going to leave his wingman with his teammate Tony Stewart, or is he going to try to go for the win here? We see steam coming out of the car, out of the 77 car, tucked right up behind Tony Stewart.
And Harvick is now getting a little bit of a push from the 42 car. That's how close it is with Montoya right behind Kevin Harvick. Does he have enough time to get there? Tony Stewart with a push from Bobby Labonte. Mears is 3rd. Reagan is 4th. Here comes Labonte on the outside. They come to the trial. Well, remember, the start-finish line is here.
And he gets it. Yeah.
And what a run by Bobby Labonte. What an effort by the former Cup Series champion and Busch Series champion.
Well, look, that car's overheating. What a great move. I didn't think that was really possible, that you could just pull out and pass somebody that you were pushing.
Yeah, boys.
He just laid in the weeds all day.
How about that guy?
And here he comes.
Yeah. Well, you got to get, I mean, he has so much experience and he's been through a lot of things here. And that's exactly what this package that these Busch cars run, what it brings to the racing. You just don't see that a lot, Ed, but textbook slingshot pass right there coming to the checkered flag.
That is what they write about at Talladega, the fabulous finishes.
Oh, Bobby. Woo! Woo! I can't believe it. Hey, the water's only 140 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry, it's picked.
Steam is coming out from under the hood, but he would not let up, and somehow that car had enough oomph to be able to draft by.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to try to see if he's got enough oomph to do him a burnout. Boy, what a finish. Talladega, always great for these finishes.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, it looked like he was just going to be content and pushing because he really didn't have any help from behind to be trying to pass Tony Stewart.
Here, they are still 200 yards away. Here comes Labonte on the outside. They are fender to fender, nose to nose, and at the line, watch Bobby Labonte's car just like jumps ahead by about a half a car length right there to take the win.
You know, Jerry, you asked me earlier about guys that know how to use the draft. What?
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a paid advertisement for The Magic Bullet, brought to you by Homeland Housewares.